Welcome back to Reading Bear. Today, we will take a look at some new I Don't Work Here Lady stories. And if you enjoyed my content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and post some bear emojis in the comments. Let's go!
The first one is titled, Talk to My Boss. This happened last weekend. While I was only involved from the sidelines, okay, I may have started it unintentionally, I was there through the whole thing. The cast, me, Tall Guy, and Karen I went to my local blue big box store to pick up a few grocery items. Not a big trip, but it had to be done. Now, I'm a short woman, 4 feet 11 inches, and it never ceases to amaze me that most of the things that I want or need are always on a top shelf designed for people who are at least 5 feet 10 inches from my limited point of view. The only way that I can reach these items is if I have something long enough to rake it off the top shelf or I use the shelves as a climbing wall. Considering that I am not a lightweight by any stretch of the imagination, I don't try climbing in favor of keeping the shelves upright. I swung down an aisle and found what I was looking for on the top shelf. Since the item was in a glass bottle, raking it off the shelf seemed like a disaster waiting to happen. I stood there for several minutes trying to decide if this was something I could do without when I spotted a very tall guy. Tall Guy had his own shopping cart, was not dressed like a store employee, jeans, black button-up shirt, and no blue vest, and was looking at his shopping list. My interest was in the fact that he was towering at around 6 feet 3 inches. I approached him, I'm sorry to bother you. Tall Guy had this look on his face like he's ready to say, I don't work here, lady. Tall Guy, yes? I tried making myself as meek and apologetic as I could so that he didn't think he had encountered one of those people. Can I borrow your height to help me get something off the top shelf? Tall Guy grinned, nodded, and asked what he could get for me. I pointed at the item and without so much as a struggle, he retrieved it. I smiled politely and thanked him profusely for helping me. I put the item in my cart, and he started to walk away. Then she made her presence known. She was about 5 feet 4 inches and had on heels that were easily 4 to 5 inches high, around 45 years old, pudgy rolls around the middle, and wore a blue sparkly dress that was at least 3 sizes too small and so short if she took a deep breath, we'd all get a view of her belly button. She honestly looked like she was going to nightclub, not grocery shopping 1:30 in the afternoon. Karen, now that you are finished with her, she said this while looking down at me as if I smelled like a week-old fish, you can get these for me. Karen attempted to hand Tall Guy her shopping list, but he put his hands up and backed up a bit. Tall Guy, I don't work here. I was only helping get something, Karen, exactly. You helped her and now you'll help me. I swear she batted her eyelashes at him. Tall Guy, no. I helped her and now I am going to finish my own shopping. Karen rolled her eyes and tried to shove her list at him, I'm not stupid. Of course, you work here. Why else would you, again she scrunched her face in disgust at me, help her? Tall Guy, do you really believe that people who work for a living are only working to serve you? Karen couldn't decide if she should nod or shake her head. I could almost hear the gears in her brain strain for a response. Karen, it's your job to do what I tell you to do. Tall Guy, no, it's my job to do what my boss tells me to do and not once in 14 years has my boss ever told me I had to do your shopping. Karen, oh, yes, it's your job. You work here, so you work for me and I am telling you to get these items on my list. Now. Tall Guy stepped closer to her, reached in his shirt pocket where he had his white clerical collar, snapped it on, and plastered on the biggest grin. In that case, you need to get down on your knees and talk to my boss. I think the two of you have plenty to discuss. Karen's face went deathly white. She ran, took very fast shuffling steps out of the aisle. I just stood there with my mouth open. Tall Guy removed the clerical collar and tucked it back in his shirt pocket. Tall Guy saw my amazement and adoration of what he'd just done and grinned, oh, don't look so impressed. I'm not clergy. I do improv comedy with a small social group of friends. He patted his shirt pocket. This week's theme is church. I just came to get snacks on my way there. Now, I'm more impressed. I so want to be like you when I grow up. Tall Guy and I parted ways and I didn't see him or Karen again. For some reason, however, I have this strange desire to watch stand-up comedy on TV. The next one is titled, Sir, the employees aren't wearing AirPods. So, this is a short story, but I thought I'd share it. This happened back in 2019 in my freshman year, junior now, and I had just gotten out of school. My mum took my siblings and I to another city an hour away from where we live, where they had all these stores. I thought, cool, I can finally get new clothes. We get there, and the first store we go to is an American Eagle outlet store, and as soon as I walk in, I see a man staring at me. Note I am a guy myself. I pay no attention and I go to the back of the store where all the clearance prices are with my mum, and from there I go look to find some new hoodies I might like. The entire time, the guy kept looking at me, and when I went to go show my mum the hoodie, she didn't like it, and went to go put it back. Well, on my way back, the guy stopped me and asked me in Spanish, "How much does this cost?" I told him I don't work there, and he just said, "But you're wearing an American Eagle shirt, and have AirPods in like anybody else." I look around, and while every employee is wearing American Eagle clothing, none of them have AirPods. Instead they have earpieces that I guess they communicate with or something. I tell him again that I don't work there, and that no actual employee has AirPods in. He looks around, and see that I'm right, and says, "Oh okay, I see now." I apologize for that. He left, and I got me a new hoodie that I soon had to get rid of. The next one is titled, "If Only a Light Bulb Had Gone On." This is maybe 15 years ago, but I wasn't a Redditor when it happened, so I'm catching up now. At the time, I was a computer consultant, traveling for work. I'd got to the customer site early, so I meandered into the DIY barn next door. I had no ideas what I wanted, so I'm just wandering around. As I wander, I hear a throat clear behind me. I think nothing more, but then a cut glass English accent breaks the quiet. I say, boy, where do you keep your light bulbs?" Quick as a flash, my brain lets me down, and I hear my mouth leak, generally, in light fittings all over my house. This did not go down at all well. "I'll have your job for this, boy," she raged, poshly. Just then, my brain came back online. Don't work here." I spoke. "Well, boy, you should make that clear. Look at how you're dressed." So, I did. The DIY barn uniform is a red sweatshirt, blue trousers, and work boots. I, by contrast, was wearing a sharp black suit, white shirt, and an iridescent purple tie. So very similar. I can only assume that the confusion was caused by my being mixed race, and therefore looked like a houseboy to her. I politely excused myself and decided that I'd had enough excitement for one day. As I'm heading back to my car, I overheard a despairing voice say, "No, ma'am, I can't fire him because he really doesn't work here." The next one is titled, "I was the IDWHL, and I feel like an idiot." Yesterday I ordered breakfast for takeout. When I pulled into the curbside spot, there was a sign that said to call, and someone would bring my order out. Since I was in a hurry, I thought this would be convenient, so I called. At the same time, I got a text saying my order was ready. I waited about 5 minutes and no one had come out, so I decided to save the worker a trip and just got and pick it up. Note: I am never ever rude to workers unless they're rude to me first, and in this case, no one was directly rude, but they weren't helpful either. I walked in and went to the takeout counter and waited a few minutes, but no one came. There is another counter before that where the hostess stands, and there was a girl in a pair of khakis and a red polo standing behind the counter. That was the restaurant's uniform, and she was behind the counter. At that moment I saw a table with carry-out orders and mine was there. It was already paid for, so I grabbed the bag. At this point, I was frustrated because I waited outside, and no one came, and then inside without anyone helping me. As I was leaving, I said, "Gee, the girl, you know, it would help if your team was available when customers come to pick up their orders." She looked at me and said, "Ma'am, I don't work here." I immediately felt awful. I apologized profusely and said I mistook her for an employee because she was wearing a similar outfit and behind the counter. She didn't seem amused and just said that she was back there because there was a stool and she wanted to sit down. I laughed and told her she really fooled me. She then moved the stool and said I wasn't the first person to say something to her, but it made her never want to work there because the staff didn't seem to be helping anyone. I still feel awful that I was that person. The next one is titled, "Elementary Teacher Took Me to the Principal Office of a School I Don't Study At." I am in 11th grade, and my school is in another town 15 minutes from mine. So today a friend who lives in my town didn't come to school and he asked me to bring him something he forgot in school that he needs for the weekend. I took his thing and, on my ride home, I left near his house to give it to him. On the way to his house, there's an elementary school that I used to study at until 8th grade. When I went past it, a teacher stopped me and asked me why I'm not inside the school area. I look kinda young, so I get why he might ask that, and also, I wore my school bag. I told him that I don't study here and that I haven't in the last 2.5 years. He told me he recognizes my face and that he knows that I do study here and that I lie just because I don't want to be in school. I once again told him that I don't study here and offered him to see my ID. He said yes, and I showed him. Then he said, "You are lying, I recognize this name from the school list." I said that it makes sense that you saw it at some point because I did study here in the past. In addition, in my country, you must be over 16 in order to get an ID, and this school is only until 8th grade, which means that they can't be 16. He told me that there are some students who are over 16 here and told me to come with him to the principal office. I thought to myself, why not, lol? The principal knows that I don't study here and that it'll be funny to see his reaction, and off I went with him to the principal's office. The teacher told the principal that he saw a student outside of the school area and brought me in. Now, I should note that when I was studying there, I left school early a lot without permission, and mostly got away with no punishment because it was my last year at this school. The principal looked at me, then at the teacher, and then back at me. He said, even after all these years of not studying here you still find a way to sneak out with no permission, huh?" Then he said to the teacher that I didn't study here for the last 2.5 years and apologized for the misunderstanding. I told him it's fine. When I left the office, the teacher told me that I shouldn't walk outside of school in school time with a backpack if I don't study there, and I told him that what I did was completely fine and it's his problem for not knowing his students, and left. The next one is titled, "Karen slapped and pushed me because I was ignoring her and not helping." I am an 18-year-old male, born completely deaf and mute. Also, I am partially blind in my left eye. I live with my sister, 28F, who had been taking care of me since our parents died. Recently she got married and went on her honeymoon. So, I am on my own for a few weeks. This happened yesterday. Usually, whenever I go out, I am accompanied by my sister due to my disability. But now, since she is on her honeymoon, I had to go out alone. There was a new supermarket opened in our area, and I needed some items, so decided to go there and grab them. My bad for wearing a red-colored shirt almost similar to the employees working there. But if you look closely, you could see that it was not the uniform. I was at the electronics section looking for some batteries, when I see an old man struggling to get some DVDs at the top shelf. Since I am tall, I helped him. He thanked me, I can do lip reading, and went on his way. Then I began looking for the batteries. That's when I felt someone grab my left wrist. I turned around and a woman, in her late 40s, slapped me. She was speaking something, but I couldn't follow her lips as she spoke too fast. However, I was able to catch some words like you, ignore, job, etc. So, I signed to her that I am deaf. Apparently, this was a wrong move because she became irate towards the signs. Again, she was yelling something, but I couldn't catch anything. So, I took my notebook and started writing that I am deaf and mute. Before I could finish, she grabbed my notebook and pen and threw them away. Then she slapped me again and pushed me to the ground. Luckily, by this time a store employee came to see what the commotion was about. He saw me on the ground and helped me up. Then he asked me what happened. Before I can sign to him, Karen starts to yell at the employee. I don't know that she said as she was not facing me. After she finished, I signed to employee that I cannot hear or speak. Fortunately, he understood and explained this to the lady. But she is still not convinced. She tries to assault me again, but I moved away. Then I wrote and showed the employee to call the cops on her. The employee nodded and called the cops. Karen tried to run away, but the security caught her. The police arrived in about 10 minutes. They first talked to the employee who explained the situation, about how Karen assaulted me because she mistook me for a store employee. One police officer comes and speaks to me. I understood that he wanted my version of events, so I wrote everything down and showed it to the officer. Then they went to check the CCTV footage. Then came back and asked me if I wanted to press charges. I gladly said yes. Karen was then placed in handcuffs and given a free ride at the back of a police cruiser. The manager then explained to me that Karen thought I worked there, and she became angry that I ignored her. She had been standing on my left side, so obviously I couldn't see her. The store manager then offered me a 50% discount on the products. I texted my sister about the events that happened, and she was livid. Oh, did I mention that my sister is a lawyer? She told me that she herself will be handling the case and would see to that Karen would get maximum time. Court date is in around 40 days. I will update about it after court. The next one is titled, I'm working, but not here. Some background, I'm currently a PA for a TV show. Which means, I do everything asked of me, and a lot of times, that means grocery shopping for the office. The cast in today's adventure, me, M23, NI Nice Lady, CG Confused Gentleman, and, of course, Karen. Now, I'm an office PA, so I dress a tiny bit nicer than if I was running around on set. Today's outfit was a collared button-down, jeans, and an old Star Wars pullover sweater because it was chilly, and a lanyard with my lot badge around my neck. My boss sent me to a grocery store that rhymes with Jada Toes and handed me a loss of hyper-specific salads, wraps, and other goodies for the office staff to eat. Boss also tells me the salads with later expiration dates are way in the back, make sure you grab those, op. Like a good PA, I nod and dash out to my car to head to Jada Toes. Once in the store, I pop in my AirPods to listen to a podcast while shopping and start hunting for these hyper-specific items. I have a list in my hand, am crouched down, and sticking my arm way back under the shelves to grab the salads with the further off expiration dates, when a nice lady, NI, approaches me and asks if I work there. I apologize and say, no, sorry, and she is polite, apologizes and says she wasn't sure but it kind of looked like I was stocking, moving things around. I say no worries and she head on her way. A couple seconds later, as I'm loading extremely specific salads with extremely specific dates on them into my cart, an older confused gentleman, CG, approaches and asks if I know where some greens are. I tell him, no, sorry I don't work here, and he says, oh, I thought you just helped her. NI was still nearby and jumps to help both of us with a, nope. I asked him if he worked here, he doesn't. CG looked like he didn't believe me and looked at my cart. I explained I was a PA on the nearby studio lot and was just shopping for work. He seemed to finally understand, but then turned to NI to ask her if she knew where his greens were. I laughed and continued on my way, AirPods in my ears, when I hear over the din of my podcast, hey. You. Excuse me. My butt cheeks clenched in fear, Reddit. I look up from my shopping list and am greeted with a grade A, right out the stereotyped factory LA Karen. Where's the egg rolls? No hello, no, do you work here? Nothing. Just pure Karen. I don't work here. Yes, you do, I just saw you help those people. Nope, they also asked if I work here, and I told them no. You look like you work here. Where's the egg rolls? She was blocking my card at this point. I don't work here, so I don't know. Sorry. I don't know if this woman didn't believe me, didn't listen, or just straight up wanted to waste my and her own time, but she once again asked me about her god dang egg rolls and the I don't know exchange repeated. Finally, she started getting mad. I thought she was going to ask for my manager, but instead she literally stomped her foot and goes, why do you look like you work here if you don't work here? You're wearing a badge. I wanted to question what about a Star Wars hoodie, Critical Role lanyard and a work badge for the TV studio down the street screamed, I work at Jada Toes, but I didn't. I was too dumbfounded. I'm a PA. I am working, but not here. Finally, an employee came down the aisle and Karen set her sights on him. Do you work here? She asks the guy wearing a Jada Toes t-shirt, pushing a backroom stock cart of boxes and wearing a name tag. He nods and Karen once again points at me. You shouldn't let people in here who look like they work here if they don't work here. Me and this poor employee share the pained, dead inside look of two people who have had to work with the public. I hope my look came across as apologetic as I felt, but I used this chance to escape and finish up my shopping as quickly as I could. In my line of work, I'm no stranger to very dumb questions and being yelled at, but even Karens make me want to tuck tail and run. I missed a few items off the shopping list and will probably be sent back to Jada Toes before this workday is done, but I'll be sure to not look like I worked there for any future visits. Karen, wherever you are, I hope you never found your egg rolls. The last one is titled, Am I Real in the York Dungeon? This is based in York, UK, back between 1995 and 2000, but I remember it because it was both a scary and fun time. Back then schools would take students on trips to one place or another, mainly for education purposes, but sometimes just for fun. Well, this school trip was out in York to visit the castle, cathedral and the York Dungeon. For those not in the know, the York Dungeon is basically like one of those horror dungeons at theme parks with monsters that make you jump every few feet. However, the York Dungeon is historical. Torture, punishment, murder, etc. Basically, covering the dark times of York, etc. It's quite creepy and scary. Well, this is where the story begins. I was with my class in the dungeon, but there were also general public guests visiting at the same time, so there were some parents with their kids half our age. We were stood in this dark and gloomy section of the tour when I felt something poking me repeatedly in different places. I look round to see this nervous-looking kid poking me. Me, are you all right? Do you need something? Kid, looking up at me, are you real? Me, a little shocked and offended but seeing the funny side, yes, I'm real. Here, shakes my hand. He shakes my hand, and I ruffled his hair. Am I real to you now? Kid, nervously, yes. Kid's mum, I'm sorry. Is my son bothering you? Me, no. He was probably thinking I was one of that animatronics. Kid's mum, oh dear. Sorry about that. Me, no worries. I probably could have tried blending in and scaring him, but this place is scary enough. Kid's mum, laughing a little, yeah. This place is definitely scary. Just then the tour started moving and I never saw them again. Thank you very much for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and post some star emojis in the comments if you want to support Reading Bear.